Questrade or Wealthsimple, which brokerage allows you the opportunity to buy and sell the most covered call ETFs? I'm Jordan, welcome to Covered Call ETF Investing, and in this video, hope to answer that question by going through as many fund managers as we possibly can from Canada. And then towards the tail end of the video, we will include some American fund managers as well. But also to start, we'll talk about those said brokerages, Questrade and Wealthsimple, my experiences with them before we get actually into all of the different fund managers. With that being said, at the end of the video, I highly encourage you all to check out not just Questrade and Wealthsimple, what they're all about, but also all the fund managers that we're going to cover. I will provide links in the description below. With that being said, let's get into it. For starters, Questrade has been around for, I believe, since 1999. It is sort of a middle ground in this day and age between what the banks offer and what, say, Wealthsimple offers. Now, Questrade offers a lot of registered accounts, tax advantaged accounts. Their customer service is actually quite helpful. I have used them to set up a spousal RRSP for my wife. They were quick to call me back, help me through the process, ask me, just how setting up the account was. Found it really helpful. I also used them on another occasion to go through a process which is called journaling, where I convert Canadian dollars into US dollars without paying a conversion fee. I sent off requests, talked to somebody, they were quick to answer. So very helpful in that regard. Some of the major differences between Wealthsimple and Questrade is that the biggest one is Questrade is you do pay for every single trade you make. When you buy and sell each stock, you will pay minimum $5, maximum $10. But for this price, you do get a lot of utility from the brokerage. You can do options, you can do all kinds of retirement accounts. So they offer a lot in that sense. Now, if we move over to Wealthsimple, they are known as, or at least best known, commission-free trading website. They are also, I would believe they're between the two of them, they are they brand themselves really well. I find myself really wanting to keep up with Wealthsimple news. Now, they are rolling out with more options. Some of the biggest drawbacks that they have is they only have an RRSP, a TFSA, and a personal account that you can get with them. They do offer, I believe it's a robo-advisor within the self-directed accounts, TFSA, RRSP, personal account. They recently rolled out where you can drip. If you're not familiar with that, that's a dividend reinvestment plan where you can set it, forget it, and your dividends will just keep buying more of the same stock. Whereas before, you would just have to go into the app and actually buy those yourself. So I actually still do that, even though I do use a drip with Questrade, with my one cover call ETF in that brokerage. Whereas with Wealthsimple, I'd seem to just I'm just used to it now, so I just push the button. Not that much extra work, but I'm glad that they do offer it. They do now also offer options, private credit now. Kind of just waiting for them to roll out some like RRSP, maybe a RIF, I guess. Just more options for those who want to manage their own investments. With that being said, now that we've gone through that, we've seen that Questrade offers more, say, overall products, but there's a cost to it. Wealthsimple offers a little bit less, but you don't have to pay for it. Okay, so as we get into our first fund, this is Horizons ETFs. We'll go to the cover call section. There is only one ETF that is not offered. So Questrade offers USCC.U, but Wealthsimple doesn't. Now, these two funds are mirror images. This would be a good example. I'll just bring it up since we're here on it. If you bought this fund, say with Questrade, you could journal this over. So if you bought it in Canadian dollars, you would ask for it to get journaled over. What that's going to do is they will convert it into this cover call ETF, and when you go to sell it, it'll be in US dollars. Let's go to the next fund, Harvest. Everything here that you see, all these enhanced income cover call ETFs, all of them are offered on Questrade and Wealthsimple. Hamilton, with one of my favorite cover call ETFs, HYLD. That's not typically what you're really supposed to say when you're investing. Just a little tip off there. We're not really supposed to love funds or really like stocks or get emotionally attached to it. But to me, this is the darling cover call ETF in Canada. I do own it. More than, I want to say, 53% of my entire portfolio is in HYLD. So, but all of their income enhanced cover call ETFs, they are both available on Questrade and Wealthsimple. Okay, moving on to Evolve. They have a few cover call ETFs. And again, both are offered on Wealthsimple and Questrade. I may want to do a video on this one in the future. This one has really struck me as a really interesting cover call ETF. I believe it's the only one offered in Canada that directly tracks the S&P 500 from Canada with a cover call feature on it. There's lots of ETFs that track the S&P 500, but just not with the cover call feature. And also same with ETSX. I believe it's the only cover call that focuses on the TSX 60 and has a cover call feature. Okay, next up we have Purpose. They are best known for their Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs that have a cover call feature on it, but both are available on Questrade and Wealthsimple. Moving on to CI. Everything here, every cover call here from CI is offered on Wealthsimple and Questrade. We'll go now to BMO. Each cover call, 50% of each ETF has a cover call component to it. So 50% is not touched. It's allowed to just participate with the market, whereas the other half is they write cover calls out of the money on 50% of each of these ETFs. And every single one of them is offered on Wealthsimple and Questrade. Okay, moving along to Brompton. They are best known for BMAX, which is an ETF that holds a bunch of other Brompton ETFs. And whether it's lesser known, they are all offered on Wealthsimple and Questrade. So now that we've moved over into Global X, this will be the first of the American funds that offer cover calls on them. So we'll go through some of the bigger names. No doubt there's more fund managers out there, but let's just focus on some of the big ones. There are only 2 cover call ETFs in here that are not offered on Wealthsimple, but they are, in my opinion, hyper niche cover call ETFs. So the first one is FYLG. And how do I know that it's pretty hyper niche? Is that the net asset value of the whole fund is about $2 million. It's tiny, it's so small. And the other one is XYLE, the S&P 500 ESG cover call ETF. So what these ones do is they write at the money cover calls on 50% of the fund, and again the other 50% just gets to participate with the market. Whatever the market does, it will do. You obviously get that yield trade-off with the portion that has the cover call bit on it. And how do you know that these are small funds? Just as an example, if we go to the top funds, QYLD, XYLD, I actually own in my wife's spousal RRSP, but it's at like 2.6 billion. Huge. Big fund. Okay, now we move over to Simplify. They are best known for SVOL, which is a volatility cover call. It tracks the VIX, and it has a mix of it shorts the VIX and has a cover call component to it, but offers a really nice yield of almost 18%. So the cover calls that are not offered on Wealthsimple are Maxi, which is a Bitcoin cover call ETF, and High, which is right here, and Simplify Enhanced Income ETF at 10%, not offered on Wealthsimple. Now we are moving along to what I would say are probably in the last few months have become and are quickly becoming some of the more well-known cover calls from the States. And I'm talking about TLTW, HYGW, and LQDW. These are fixed income ETFs. They're the first ones I've ever heard of. These ones write the entire portfolio of each of them, 100% at the money, and they're able to offer crazy generous yields of 50% and more. I believe one of them currently is on pace for 28%. I think another one is 36%, and one's at about 18%. I know that sounds really nice, and I would just preface, like, this is not something, even though they sound really awesome, for me personally at the moment, I may invest in maybe one of them, but as like a small little component to the portfolio, just to give it some spice, but nothing too crazy. TLTW, HYGW, and LQDW are not offered on Wealthsimple. Okay, and the last one we're going to cover is two big ETFs that again are quickly growing interest. OARK, it's an ETF that invests in Cathie Wood's ARK Innovative Fund, right? So this is the thematic innovation technology information fund that invests in AI, cloud computing, cybersecurity, robotics, self-driving cars. And then Tesla Y is an ETF that invests in just one stock, Tesla, and writes they both basically follow the same strategy. They write 3 different option strategies on both of them. Fairly complex. At their current rate, they're only a couple months old, but they're so far offering 39% per annum and 66% annum. But that's only if the distributions continue the way they are, but I have a feeling they will not. Both have been, I believe, well, OARK for sure has been dropping. I want to say it was at like 68% last month, or it was on pace, as you can see here. But both these funds are not offered on Wealthsimple. So that may drag the interest a bit for Wealthsimple. I honestly, with these funds, I had a bit of an idea of maybe playing around with these within my Wealthsimple account, but that's just simply not the case. That's not going to happen. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video. If you like what you saw, then be sure to click all the buttons of the like and subscribe variety. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what other funds that maybe are not offered on either one of these platforms. If you know of any, that would be super helpful. I may just pin it just so that when other people watch this in the future, they will know as well what to look out for. So in this case, just judging by what we know for now, based on what's available, Questrade wins. They offer just more, but I think that was a bit of a spoiler from the beginning of the video. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.